Hello and welcome to the sixth video of my YouTube channel. And in this video, I want to share about what I have learned in my English 1099 pace. I'll first start off with telling the Bible verse. So it's my Bible verse. Wherefore, putting away lying, speak every man truth with his neighbor, for we are members one of another. Ephesians chapter 4 verse 26. Yes. So I'll first start off with talking about the keywords. So there's transitive verbs and intransitive verbs. There's types of voice. There's active voice and passive voice. There's action verbs and linking verbs. Yes, and then let's now look for the meanings of these words. First, a transitive verb. So, in a sentence, a transitive verb must have a doer and a receiver of action. So, for example, a transitive verb has a doer and a receiver. Daniel gives hamburgers to Christine. Now, the doer must be Daniel and the receiver is Christine. So just like this, the transitive verb should have a doer and a receiver of the action. And an intransitive verb has no receiver of the answer. Such as Daniel sleeps. Daniel is the doer, but then there's no receiver. Daniel sleeps. That's just it. So these are the two types of verbs. There are also two types of voice in a verb. Those two are active voice and a passive voice. So let's first talk about the active voice. So when the subject does the acting, the voice of the verb is active voice. And for passive voice, like when the subject is acted upon, the voice of the verb is passive voice. So an example of an active voice would be God directed me to come to Phnom Penh. That would be the subject does the acting. The God directed me, then God directed, and the subject does the acting. However, the passive a sentence with a passive phrase, a phrase with a passive voice would be God Daniel is loved. That would be a passive voice. That would have a passive voice because the subject is acted upon. So the voice of the verb is passive. Then there's the two types of verbs, which is the action verbs and linking verbs. So linking verbs are like is, are, and as a was, and as an example, they would be like he was once a basketball player. He was. And there's also an action verb, which with the example would be Daniel continued to play as a basketball player. Continued. Daniel eats. Daniel plays. Daniel goes. Daniel stays. Daniel hits. Daniel throws. Daniel swims. Daniel dribbles. That's all action verbs. And this is it for sharing the things that I have learned for my English 1099 pace. And thank you for watching, and let's see in my next YouTube video. Bye bye.